So it's continuing all this saga of the A-posts, and it's very complicated, which we'll have to look at on the bench in a minute. But you can see these, and I've just sort of been clamping them together just so you can get an idea of what goes on. But this is all of what I've been making this week, and some bits from before. But you remember those from last week, and now you can sort of see how it all goes together. And we'll have a look and we'll dismantle it and you can see the actual details of what's been going on. But I think if you come around this side, it fits in here. So if I move this round so we've got more light. So you can see what we're dealing with, all this area. So I've been making that panel this week, that panel I made last week, and then these triangulation pieces I made before, and that piece I made before, and that trunking I made before. So, you know, that's where we're working on. To do this, I need to get it on the jig because we need these datums here where the screen will bolt on. So, and where the door goes, all got to be tied in. I can't just cut it off because it'll end up upsetting all the way everything works. So this is my major datum in the car, is where the screen goes and where the door hinges go. That's got to be fixed before I cut any of that off because I can't work back from there. So that's sort of as far as I can get with this, really, to a degree, in terms of, you know, moving anything. I can't cut more off. So this is it, you see, so that'll all go up in there. So that becomes all that lot, effectively, and end up in there. So you can sort of see how it's going to go. Imagine that goes through there into that bit. So if you come around this way, you can sort of see it. You know, that'll be it. And then that lot, that area goes on there. So if you see those there, that's got a bolt, that's got a weld to it. That's that bit. So this is that's that bit. All that would go on here, and then that's all got to go in there. So you can see it. So it's quite elaborate, quite a lot going on. But let's put it on the bench, and then we can dismantle it and have a look at it in detail. So that A-post area goes in there, and the hinges would bolt to there, where it carries the hinges, and that other bit goes up in here where the screen mounts. And this triangulates it. So this was all missing, if you remember, before they'd welded over all of that, cut it away and welded over it. So I made those, and you can see we have this behind here. Then that trunking goes through there, and that's to weld onto these brackets here, and go through into that bit that side. And then this lot, this triangulation piece on the top, comes off. Remember, I made all that lot. You've seen the videos, you'll have to go back and look at them if you want. And then you can see this is the panel I've been working on. So, and then that I made last week, didn't I? So you can see how it all works and fits together. So, this is an awkward and weird panel because we have these little returns on it, all this lot, and all these have got to go in the right place. Then it has that little bit welded on. And there's those little tangs that will go onto that trunking, won't they? As it were, that fresh air trunking. And all that will be hidden. But you can see in here, look, you see the shape? So it's not a straight there, it alters, doesn't it? So that had to be shrunk there because you have this little set fold in it through there. And that's, you know, because of how it all sits internally and everything. So it's quite an odd little panel. And then we have to have this little swage bit because it goes under another bit. So it doesn't look like much, but it's quite awkward. And if you ain't got that in it and got these in it, nothing will line up. So there's a lot going on there. And these little returns and so on, all has to be done. So that's turned out all right. And of course I've done all of it for next door as well, you know, so there's both sides have been done. So I suppose if we have a little bit of music, you can kick back and watch me make it. So let's cue the music and I'll say goodbye. careful with that bit. So I'll do that with the smaller handheld one. Be all right on this one. You can see where the edges are touching in there. It's not really working out, is it? We'll do that, do that with the hand one. Now the best thing with these would be to get them water jet cut by the people that do my water jet stuff, but I haven't got lead time in this. I just want to get on with it, so I'm doing it this way. But a plasma cutter, or a CNC style plasma cutter, something like the Arc Droid would do it, but you've still got a lot of cleaning up to do then. So I prefer to do it this way, for these prototype type stuff, and then in the future, get it water jet cut. because I've been knocking those edges round and using the grinder to take the top off.